If you should take away anything from this video, it's that Superman and he fucks hard. Superman, the longest running comic book character, is constantly evolving. He's in a very cool spot right now, and I wanted to talk about that. House of Brainiac is one of the most freaking awesome Superman events I've ever read, but you'll need some explanation as to what's been happening in Superman comics to understand that. I will be your guide through that journey, so let's begin. So there's this massive Superman story called the Warworld Saga, where Superman traveled to the Mongol-led planet Warworld to liberate its people. Mongol, who you may know from his most famous story For the Man Who Has Everything, or the Justice League Unlimited episode based on the same story, is the tyrannical leader of the said planet. He has actually frequently gone toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel himself. What's actually cool about Mongol is this is a different Mongol from the original story. Now, if that sounds confusing, essentially new Mongol kills old Mongol, then newer Mongol kills the new Mongol. It's a whole thing, don't worry about it. In this arc, Superman gets trapped on Warworld, and he looks like this. Holy shit, Lois, I completely understand keeping the suit. God damn. Add one to the fuck counter. This is important to mention because this story leaves us with two important things. While Kal was gone, his son Jonathan Kent took over as Superman. And when Clark comes back, he brings two kids from Warworld that looked up to him greatly. These kids are Otho Ra and Oslo Ra. I really hope I pronounced that right. Who are now members of the House of Elk, aka the Superman family. Just one more important thing to mention after that arc is the return of Superman, when he comes back and has one of the best fights with Lex I think we've ever seen. Importantly, this sends Lex to prison, which puts us in the modern era of Superman. Action Comics focuses on the House of Elk, and the main title book focuses on the Man of Tomorrow himself. We'll cut back to Elk shortly, but first let me tell you about something real quick. The genocide in Gaza has gone under the radar long enough, and I'm using the small audience I have to inform you there are ways to help. There are a variety of charities supporting people of Gaza through this madness. The money goes to Palestinian Aid, and the link for donations is down below. You are all probably Superman fans, and if you'd like to be a little like him, I suggest donating any amount of money you have. Now, on a lighter note, let's get back to the video. It's revealed, now that Lex is in prison, that LexCorp transforms into Supercorp. That's the whole gist of this run. Superman with his abilities and Lex with his money working together to save the world. They take on many challenges through this run, like an army of parasites. Literally all of Metropolis is turned into Superman's villain that absorbs energy for power. We also get Parasite Superman, which is in this so fucking cool. There are so many fun little things in this run, like Jimmy Olsen dating reformed supervillain Silver Banshee. She literally calls him Turtle Baby. It's so cute. Jimmy Olsen, you are one lucky man. There's also this mysterious group of shadowy people plotting throughout the run. They call themselves the Lex Luthor Revenge Squad and hate Lex because he actually used to be a vigilante in Metropolis. That's really cool character development. I love what they're doing here. He also has a daughter, apparently, which will be important for later. I won't go into it right now. Keep that in mind, though. Again, I love the focus of Lex in this run. It's clear that he's just as important in this book as Superman, and that's fantastic. Williamson's a real one for strengthening the romance, by the way. True Superman fans know the real LL our boy's in love with. Oh, who am I kidding? It's Lori Lamaris. To the 4 people that got that reference, by the way, you are welcome. Yeah, I know my shit, okay? I didn't even mention Lois Lane now being in charge of the Daily Planet, Perry White running for mayor, and this Metropolis urban legend Marilyn Moon Knight making rounds and doing cool stuff in the story. Stuff like sending Superman to the Wild West? Cover for this issue. Side. Actually, while we're at it, add a few more points to the fuck counter for every time he's been freaky in this run. Superman, you are one freaky motherfucker. While in the Wild West, Superman battles Terraman. Holy shit, Terraman mentioned. Superman fans everywhere are going wild. Oh, the same 4 of you are going to get that reference too, huh? Well, I mean, maybe a little more of you. Who doesn't love pre-crisis Superman's 3rd greatest villain, right? I love you, Terraman. Anyway, Revenge Squad gets defeated, and now we focus on the threat that's been teased since the beginning of this run.
Ladies, gentlemen, NBs everywhere, It's the main event. In this corner, the big green nerd from the planet Kolu, the 12th level intellect, the man you love so much they keep making more of him. It's Brainiac. He'll be alongside an army of Lobos and the Brainiac Queen. And in this corner, being able to lift 200 quintillion tons, it's the champion of the oppressed, the guy who only ever dates LL initials. Put your hands together for Superman. He'll be backed by the House of Elk and current love interest Lex Luthor. Get ready, men. 3, 2, 1, fight!
House of Brainiac begins with an army of Lobos raining down on Metropolis. Now, they're not Lobo, but they all look like Lobo. Let me explain. Lobo comes from the planet Cesar, and until now, he thought he was the last of the Cesarians because he killed them all. The reason there's more of them, though, we will get to later. For now, the Cesarians are raining down on Metropolis, and they're just fucking things up. They were sent here by Brainiac, and they seem to be taking all superpowered beings for some reason. We don't know it yet, but it will become clear later as to why they are doing this. While this is going on, Brainiac goes to Lex and says that he saw a terrible vision in Lex Luthor's mind. For context, in Scott Snyder's Justice League, Brainiac was in Lex Luthor's mind for a little bit to, I guess, prepare him for this coming of the mother god of the multiverse, Perpetua. Look, I know it sounds stupid, but that's the context. Apparently, Lex is doing this whole Supercorp thing to prepare Superman for something, which hints at the future of this run and what's to come. Anyway, all the supers get sucked up, even the Ra twins, and they're about to get Superman when Lex jumps in the way because Superman is the only one that can stop this thing. Superman, after failing to catch Brainiac, is furious, so he goes to Lobo, which would of course make sense why he would be responsible. They're just an army of Lobos that just fell from the sky. He just starts wailing on Lobo. He is so pissed, and I love it. It's explained that there is this guy named General Chacal, and he had control of a whole city on Cesar, but one day it completely vanished. Lobo always thought it was a myth, but it appears Brainiac collected that city, just like he's done with the bottled city of Kandor in the past, aka a city of Krypton, and many other cities. So in the comics, Brainiac's whole thing is he wants knowledge, right? Knowledge is power, and now in return, power is knowledge. So Brainiac, in his quest for more knowledge, realized that his body and mind has a limit, right? So what he does is gets a bunch of other versions of himself to store that knowledge. He's even restored the planet Kolu, which was destroyed by the Omega Titans in Scott Snyder's Justice League. Even with that, however, it's not enough, and we'll see his plan on that to come. So Superman and Lobo ride out on these space motorcycles, and it looks amazing. They do face a little trouble leaving Earth because in the current Green Lantern comics, Earth is quarantined by the United Planets, which are essentially the universal government and declared Earth to be far too dangerous for anyone to enter or leave. So they run into the Cesarians, and the head general actually gets Lobo to join their side. We get another Superman and Lobo fight, and this time it's pretty close, but they use this to just get Superman on the Brainiac ship. Finally, everything is in place. With the combined power of all the superheroes, the way for Brainiac to hold his information is born. The Brainiac Queen. Her design is so fucking cool, by the way, and she's shown right away how powerful she can be when she takes out and kills every remaining Cesarian other than Lobo, which is just insane. They all end up battling the Brainiac Queen, and while that's happening, it's revealed that Supergirl and Lex Luthor have devised a plan. And to save his daughter, he's got an idea. The House of Brainiac is a hive mind, so his idea is to go into the hive mind, become one with the Master Brain, which would give him control of Brainiac's entire network to knowledge and shut it all down. We get this awesome reference to whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, which, look, I know Alan Moore is furious somewhere right now, but come on, this is so cool. Brainiac 13 is the guardian of the Master Brain, and after a really sweet father-daughter bonding session between Lex and his daughter, they get control of the hive mind. While they attempt to shut it down, Superman and Brainiac have this massive climactic fight. They go back and forth, but Lex, while this happens, pulls through and shuts it down. As Brainiac's mind begins to fade, Superman asks why he's done all of this, and he says his knowledge is fading. He's only left with these emotions. He asks how anyone could live like that, and Superman says that's life. Through his course of knowledge, Brainiac forgot about surrounding himself with those he cares about, those he loves. Superman and Brainiac believe there's still time to save everything. There's still hope for Kolu. Superman rips the city off the top of the ship. As Brainiac's mind begins to fade more and more, the ship blows up. While things may not be looking up for Brainiac, the planet Kolu is born again. The day is saved. There's one problem, though. Lex doesn't remember who he is. Oh boy. Not only that, Doomsday is now emerging from hell. We'll cover what's going on there in 6 months, but for now, what's on the agenda next? Oh, okay. Then it's Superman. It's gonna be good. Wait. Oh god, oh wait.